Now, I've mentioned in several videos before that it seems as though most of the heavyweights on the American scene have nothing but contempt for Deontay Wilder. Bryant Jennings, Amir Mansour, and also Bermane Stiverne, although he's Haitian Canadian, but he tends to fight on the American heavyweight scene. So I'm putting him in there as well. All three of those guys have had disrespectful things to say about Deontay Wilder in the past. And that always intrigued me as to why they've got so much bad things to say about him and why they seem to be so contemptuous of him. And it also interested me that Wilder, up until now, has failed to reply or respond to the things these guys have been saying about him. But there's a great interview on Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel, which I'll put a link to in the description below, where Wilder finally is addressing these people like Amir Mansour and Bermane Stiverne, especially those two. He's addressing what they've been saying about him. Bermane Stiverne said that Wilder is the most fragile guy in the top 10, that he's paid for his ranking, they don't really deserve to be where he's at, and that he'd love to fight Deontay Wilder and burst his bubble and show people that he's just all hype. And Amir Mansour has had a lot of things to say about Wilder as well. After his last fight, he said he hits 5 or 6 times harder than Wilder, something like that. And he said he would, just destroy Wilder if they ever fought. He's said that several times, that he don't really have any respect for Deontay Wilder and just sees him as a pure hype job. And Wilder comes out in this interview with Boxing Beats and Rhymes and basically says, look, these guys, I'll beat both of these guys on the same day. I'm not worried about them. When we fight, they're going to get it, basically. So go watch the interview for yourselves. Pretty entertaining. But aside from that, and aside from the controversies surrounding his fight with Mallet Scott, the question has to be asked, is Deontay Wilder for real or not? And I still can't tell you. Some people believe he is, but that's not real. That's not really analysis, is it? That's just a belief. I'm talking about, is he the real deal based on what he's shown us? Has he had to show us boxing skills? Has he had to show us stamina? Has he had to show us the ability to adjust? Has he had to show us endurance? A good chin? Has he had to show us any of that? No, he hasn't. So people are basing this idea that he's the real deal on just blind faith. Yes, he has punching power. We know that. We know he's a big, tall, athletic guy that can hit like a damn mule kicks. He's definitely got tremendous punching power. One thing I will say is that Wilder's punching power is for real. I'm 100% convinced by that. He's got serious world-class punching power. Yes, he's been knocking over a lot of cab drivers and road sweepers and milkmen and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's knocked out a lot of guys who other opponents have fought. Amir Mansour also fought Kelvin Price. And he had a much tougher time with Kelvin Price than Deontay Wilder did. Okay, he's had several common opponents with some of the other heavyweights out there, and he's dispatched them much quicker. So I'm convinced that his punching power is legit and for real. But the rest of his game, to me, is an open question. Now, he does fight tall and he does throw long punches. That's definitely a plus, because he's able to unload on shorter guys and they're unable to hit him. But the fact that he's so gung-ho when he goes in the ring and always looks for the knockout against a wily veteran, against a very experienced fighter like a Bermane Stiverne, they might be able to sucker him in rather than having to close down the distance. Because the weight that Bermane Stiverne is at right now, he won't be able to cut off the ring and close down a distance on Deontay Wilder. He's going to have to get Wilder to overextend on his punches, similar to how Oliver McCall did it with Lennox Lewis. Oliver McCall was able to get Lewis to overextend and then beat him to the punch. He didn't, beat Lewis by coming forward Mike Tyson style and closing him down and having Lewis on the back. He didn't do it that way because he didn't really have the coordination or the footwork to be able to do it that way. But he did it by suckering Lewis in, and they'd practiced that punch with Manny Stewart. He'd practiced it and worked on it by suckering Lewis in, making him overextend with a right hand and beating him to the punch with a straight right hand. Bermane Stiverne is experienced enough that he might be able to do something like that. I'm not making a prediction here. I'm not saying Stiverne's going to beat Wilder, but I'm just giving you an indication of how it might be possible to beat Wilder. Because again, his all-round game is an open question to me. His boxing skills haven't been tested. His chin hasn't been tested. His stamina hasn't been tested. So who knows? And they will be tested, by the way. Anyone who thinks that Wilder is just going to continue to knock everyone out, even at world level, is sorely misguided. He will definitely have his stamina and his chin and his heart and his boxing skills thoroughly tested over the course of his career. As soon as they start putting him in there with world level opposition, they're going to get tested. One way or another, he will fight guys who have the ability to negate his punching power. And then he's going to have to show something else. So it's an open question as to whether he has anything else to his game other than this right hand. I know Dwyer is convinced at the moment that Deontay Wilder is just a long right hand, that there's nothing else to him. And I've personally seen a few little chinks in his armor maybe. I don't think he boxes very well on the back foot from what I've seen so far. He doesn't tend to throw that hard off the back foot. He tends to like to come forward to get his power shots off. Some fighters, like for example David Haye, can deliver tremendous punching power while he's backing up. Okay, not all punchers can do that. It remains to be seen if Wilder can do that. So the jury's still out for me on Deontay Wilder. We know he can punch. We know he's prolific with that right hand. He manages to land it time and time again. But eventually he will meet people who can nullify that right hand, at least to a certain extent, and hit him back with shots. And then we're going to see what he's really about. So the jury's still out for me. But like I say, make sure you go watch that interview on Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel. Shout out to Beats and Errol Jarrett. And yeah, man, just go watch it and see what you think, man. See what you think about his comments for Amir Mansour, or Amir Mansour, as he refers to him as, and Bermain Stavern. So yeah, drop your comments below. This is Hatman. I'm out.